Low Lyin Orion and the High Flyin Lyin. Welcome to Stargazers. I'm James Albury, director of the Kika Silva Pla Planetarium in Gainesville, Florida.
And I'm Dean Regas, astronomer from the Cincinnati Observatory. We're both here to help you be sure you know what you're seeing in the night sky when you look up.
It's that time of year again when the night skies almost yell out, spring is here.
That's because when Orion is low Lyin and the Lyin is high Flyin, winter is on its way out. Let's show you. Now, most of you know that the constellation Orion the Hunter is one of the easiest star patterns to find in the night sky. In fact, if you go outside in early evening during December, Orion will be climbing up the southeastern sky as a celestial announcement of the imminent arrival of winter.
And in January and February, when winter is coldest, Orion reaches his highest point in the heavens, due south in early evening, almost bragging to the world that he is the master of the season. But then Orion slowly leaves center stage in early evening, and by the beginning of April is tipped over on his side in the southwest, almost hanging onto the sky for dear life. And it's this placement of Orion in the southwestern sky in early evening that always tells us winter is soon coming to an end.
Yes, and although we're always sad to see Orion's bright stars go, nevertheless a less bright but much bigger constellation takes his place almost overhead in early evening, announcing that spring is here, the constellation Leo the Lion. If you go out any April night in early evening, you'll see Orion slowly sinking in the southwest, while Leo is crouched at the very roof of heaven, roaring that his season spring is here.
Leo is easy to find. He's reclining in kind of a sphinx position, his head and forequarters marked by a backwards question mark, or sickle, with the bright star Regulus marking his heart. The triangle of stars to the east marks his rear.
In ancient times, lions were often associated with royalty, and Leo's brightest star, Regulus, means the little king, although you'll sometimes still hear Regulus called Cor Leonis, which means the lion's heart. Regulus is only about a half degree away from the ecliptic, so you'll often see the moon pass quite close to it. And occasionally, the moon will briefly occult it, hiding it from view.
And the planets occasionally move very close to Regulus. In fact, on July 7th, 1959, an extremely rare event occurred when Regulus was actually occulted by Venus, as Venus passed in front of it, an event which won't happen again for several centuries.
Regulus is about 85 light years away, which means that we see it not as it looks now, but how it looked 85 years ago. So if you're 85 years old when you look at Regulus, you actually see the light that left it the year you were born.
And thank heavens that it's far away, because it's 5 times the diameter of our sun and 160 times brighter. This means that if Regulus were as close to us as our sun, we'd all be crispy critters.
Ooh, toasty. Let's see what the planets are doing this week. Okay, we have our skies set up for an hour after sunset any night this week. If you look to the west, you'll see the 2 brightest planets in the sky, Venus and Jupiter. On Monday, March 26th, a super skinny crescent moon will have a close encounter with Venus.
If you pay close attention to Venus over the next few nights, you can watch it glide silently closer and closer to the 7 daughters of Atlas, the Pleiades. The exciting part happens next week on April 2nd and 3rd.
That's right, James, because Venus will pass extremely close to the Pleiades. It should look spectacular, especially in a pair of binoculars or a small telescope. And while you're outside, look high in the eastern sky for the red planet Mars. It's just to the left and a little below Regulus.
And if you go outside shortly before midnight, when Mars is at its highest, you'll see the ringed planet Saturn in the southeast forming a triangle with Arcturus and Spica.
So get outside after sunset for low Lyin Orion and the high Flyin Lyin.
2 sure signs that winter's going and spring is here.
Keep looking up.